I wish that Ms. Johnson had chosen to participate, but that's not the case. So I'm actually requesting the court to do a temporary order, and I technically would be in default of Ms. Johnson.
Okay, I thought she was here. Wasn't she here this morning?
She was, Your Honor, but she left. I called her. I called both the numbers we have on file for her. One of them was disconnected. The other one was somebody else's name on the voicemail. I emailed her. So I feel like I've done what I could do to try to get her here, but I've got DNA results, and I think Mr. Carter needs to get some visitation set up. So,
all right, let's see what we got, and I'll let you get some testimony from Dad to see if he knows what's going on with Mom. So, hey, but you know, that may be something he knows, maybe not. But at this time, I'll go ahead and swear Mr. I'm sorry, I'll go ahead and let Ms. Gustafson make an opening for her client this time. Thank you.
Your Honor, this is kind of an atypical case. This case, right after I believe the mom was served on the Attorney General case, there was a CPS case where the child was removed from the mother's care. My client had entered into basic training of the Army, and he, during the time of the CPS case, he was in basic training. So he really wasn't able to participate in the CPS case at all because he was in basic training. I was appointed to represent him during that case, and I was able to let him know what happened. But he was not with the mother when the child was removed, and the child was dismissed back to the mother, but he got out of basic training about 2-3 days prior to the first hearing on this case. So DNA was not ordered during that CPS case, and we finally got it ordered at the first time that this was set in front of you. My client is desperately wanting to see his child. He did get to see his child previously, about the first year of her life. He's wanting to see her because he was denied access of seeing her prior to going into basic training. We would like to be able to set up some sort of visitation. He has no problem paying support, temporary support. And so we're asking for some sort of visitation today. And then also for the child support to be set. He is now located in Louisiana, about 5 hours away. And we will be filing affirmative pleadings immediately now that we know that he is definitely the father.
All right, let's get a little testimony, and the judge is probably looking at giving this child a lawyer also. So hey, let's see what we got for now. And again, without knowing what the you're going to file, Ms. Gustafson, I can only make the general guesses, but I'm going to start looking around for a lawyer for the child. How's the child now?
She's going to be 3 in August.
Okay, so I figured this wasn't a baby any longer. So okay, all right, good enough then. Thank you. All right then, Mr. Carter Maddox, unmute yourself and raise your right hand, sir. All right, sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
I swear.
All right, sir, you're officially on the oath. I'm going to go ahead and let the state and your lawyer ask you some questions, and let's see if we can figure out something to do here today. And as you may have heard earlier, I may be looking at appointing a lawyer to represent the child in this matter. But at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let the state and your attorney ask questions of you at this point. Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor. Will you state your full name, please, Mr. Carter Maddox?
My full name is Nicholas Jacoby Wayne Carter Maddox.
Okay. And who is Ariel Johnson's father?
I am.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't believe I've sent this to the court, but I would offer what will be marked as States 1, and if I may share my screen.
Yes, you may.
And I would offer what will be marked as States 1, Your Honor.
All right, folks, this is the DNA paternity analysis in this matter. It shows that Mr. Carter Maddox cannot be excluded as the biological father of the child well past the 99.99999. The 99.99 is required by the family code. And now that I'm getting a closer look at it, it looks like we're coming in at the 565 trillion to 1 odds that this child is not his. So yeah, that's way out there, folks. So the court will so find, and I'll let the state proceed. And again, send that over to Belinda with a marking of State's Exhibit number 1 on it. Thank you, Mr. Diamond. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so let's talk about what you do for a living. What do you how are you currently employed, Mr. Carter Maddox?
I'm with the United States Army.
Or-
My job or MOS is 11 Bravo.
Okay, how long have you been employed by the United States Army?
Uh, since August 12th of 2024.
Okay, and what's your current rank?
I'm an E2.
All right, and so I have your wages at $2,599.20 for an E2 with less than 2 years experience. Does that sound right?
Yes.
All right. My request to the court is going to be that you carry TRICARE for this child. Do you have any objection there?
No.
Do you have any other children besides this one?
Yes, I have one child that I'm currently paying child support on.
Okay, is that child carried under TRICARE?
Yes.
Okay. So as I understand it, the health portion is free, but the dental, and I should have asked, so is anybody besides yourself and these two children carried under the dental policy?
No.
Um, so I'm guessing that's probably what, $16 a child for the dental. Does that sound about right?
I believe so. When I set him up, set my son up, I just did what they told me to do. They would provide him full health care, vision, and dental. I believe it's $16 a month.
Okay. Well, it's like 30 something, but it's probably about 16 each is what I'm asking if we can use that number. Do you have any objection to me using that $16 number?
I have no objection.
Okay, so I calculate your current child support, giving you $16 credit for the dental and credit for another child at $392 a month. Do you have any objection to me using that number?
It is $350 a month, I believe.
Well, my number is 392, so I guess the question would be what's your objection to my number?
So you're including two children or one child?
Well, there's one child of this order, and then I'm giving you credit for the one that's outside this order.
Okay, so you're saying the total child support that I'll be paying is going to be $400, $392?
Yeah, I should be more clear with my terminology. The child support I'm requesting for this child would be 392.
Okay, yeah, I object to that number. That would be me paying my entire check between the two of them. You're saying that I need to pay 392 for Ariel and the 350 that I pay for Jacoby.
I take no position on what you have to pay for the other child.
Okay, it should be a percentage of what I get divided between the two children. Is that correct or no?
No, sir, it's not correct. It's a percentage that goes against your net income. It's 17.5% because you got one child in, one child out, and you multiply that times your net income to get the amount, sir.
So it's gonna be
I'll have the state
40%.
confirm the math and have your attorney also confirm the math. But go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, I think what needs to happen, Mr. Carter Maddox, is that we probably need to take a look at what you're paying on the other child and possibly modify it, as that other one probably needs to come down a little bit. But that's what I have, so I'm going to move on. Do you have safety concerns with Miss Johnson knowing where you live?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell the court about those safety concerns?
So we got it investigated whenever I was working for my sister's company as a recovery agent for Rapid Recovery. She cut my brake lines on that car. Um, she assaulted me at two different locations, which that has been on police record. She's went to court about it. She's interfered with 911 calls. When I've tried to call the cops to get her to leave, she's damaged the phone. That's why I haven't been able to be around her at all. Before I signed.
Can I cut you off real quick? Has the court heard enough on this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the judge is going to grant that, Mr. Carter Maddox. I'm trying to be quick because we were going late. At the same time, my request, at least for the interim, is that the court order non-disclosure of Miss Johnson's address as well, or at least reserve that issue. Do you have any objection there?
I don't understand. You said, do I need to know?
I'm asking the court to, at least for the time being, not to publish either one of the addresses in the order.
That's fine.
Okay. So, and I didn't think to ask your attorney this, so I regret that I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but if there were to be a pickup and drop off location, do you have somewhere in mind that would work?
I guess it would have to be at the police department or somewhere where there'd be a legal authority to make sure that for my
There's no,
safety and my future.
okay, here's the deal, sir. Technically, there's no legal authority other than me for that. You know,
Okay.
I can get it done at the police station, but they're not going to get involved. Okay, they're not enforcers of the civil order, sir. And everything, divorce decrees, paternity decrees, they're all civil orders, sir. Thank you.
Do you know where Miss Johnson is living, Mr. Carter Maddox?
I haven't had any contact with Miss Johnson at all
Okay.
due to safety.
Yeah, oh no, I get it. Believe me, I get it, sir.
You went to
So
the
I guess
recruiter's office.
yeah,
So, I mean, trying to slander me.
no, sir. I'm supporting what you're saying. I don't want her causing you any harm. I'm sorry it comes across that way. So I guess if we're going to ask the court to pick a police station, there's the Temple PD, there's Belton PD, Killeen
Right
PD.
now, I don't see what his lawyer is going to request, but right now, I probably hadn't heard enough to start one-on-one visitation with a 3-year-old because I hadn't heard anything that sounds like he's actually had any access to this child in the last year or so. So, but I'll hear what his lawyer is going to request, and I'll hear what she's going to ask him about that. But you may proceed, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I will pass a witness, Your Honor.
All right, be back in just a moment, then, Mr. Diamond. Your witness, then, Ms. Gustafson, and just for the court's clarification, what are you asking for as far as a temporary visitation order? I'm obviously looking at ordinance, him getting some electronic time with the child, but what else are you requesting, ma'am?
We would like some visitation. The testimony is going to show my client actually saw the child, I believe, just a few months before he went into basic training. So earlier in the summer of 2024.
Okay, so but it's been 8 months.
Well, yeah, because he was in basic training for 6 months.
Okay, well, and she's 3.
Well, she'll be 3 in August, so she's
Oh, wow. So she okay. She was a little over 1 at the time. So okay, I got it. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get some information from him. But Ms. Bam, based on that, you know, I'm unless you got to give me a plan to get you there with some FaceTime visits. But obviously, it's probably got to be at a neutral site. He's got to come in, and so that's gonna be kind of problematic. But we got to try to figure that out. But go ahead and start your questioning. Thank you.
Mr. Maddox, when was the last time that you saw Ariel?
Is just before I left for basic a few months. I would say about a month before I left for basic.
And you left for basic on August 12th?
August 12th.
So you think the last time you saw her was July 2024?
That is correct.
And at the time that you did see her, you had to be careful when you saw her because of the mom's erratic behavior.
That is correct.
Now, at that time, she was using methamphetamines. Is that correct?
That's correct. It was the worst state that I'd ever seen Patricia in. She was staying at a hotel that she had got from hail damage to her house that she was staying in, or trailer that she was staying in. She was desperate for help, and so I helped her out, gave her some money for them to eat, and it kind of went south again, and I had to leave in a hurry. So,
and then the CPS case came about, and that was mainly the reasons for the CPS case was the living conditions and the drug use, correct?
yeah, her face was very broken out, and she had basically lost all the hair in the back of her head, which I don't know if that's grown back, but she was like losing all of her hair, and she just looked like she had aged like older than me, like 50 years, and she just looked horrible.
So
And I was
Prior
already
to,
committed to leave for basic, and there's nothing I could do because I didn't have the DNA test.
so prior to you going into basic, you did spend time with your daughter. Did she recognize you?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Did you ever take care of her on your own?
Yes.
Did she ever spend the night with you?
Um, so I used to live in Cameron, Texas, and there was nights where she wouldn't stay at the house with me by myself, but Patricia and Ariel would stay the night with me there.
Now, how long have you been in Louisiana where you're located now?
I've been here since February the 7th.
So your amount of time that you have off is very limited at this time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so you definitely would like to have virtual access to her. Is that right?
Yes.
When do you have time off?
Every Saturday and Sunday, unless I get put on detail. I should be off on Saturdays and Sundays. Where I still make trips into Texas. I can drive to Temple Belton area on the weekends.
And
So I can also see my other son.
where does your other son live?
He lives in Temple.
And do you have standard visitation to him?
Oh yes, I can see him anytime I want. I can even stay at their house if I want to.
And how old is your other son?
He's 8. He turns 9 the 27th of this month. So I'll actually be in town this weekend in Temple and Belton. He'll be having a birthday party at his mother's.
So you understand that the judge is probably uncomfortable letting you have overnight visitations with Ariel at this point because it's been some time since you've seen her.
I can see his concern if he looks at the average, if he looks at it on a broad spectrum of different dads, different situations. But if he wants to look farther into this and what a father I am and what I can have my family say for me, and especially my ex-wife that I have a son with, what, if I needed them to speak as a witness, they've all been waiting on this day for me to say that, yes, I have the paternity test complete, and my family and everybody backs everything in order for me to provide Ariel a lot better life and a lot better future. And the situation that she's in now, being around the methamphetamines, the drug use that not only Patricia partakes in, but
Okay,
the
here's
rest
the
of
deal,
the
sir. Stop, sir. Sorry. I'll let you go pretty much on this one, sir, but you went way past the question. So, and again, and everything you just said, sir, is really hearsay, and until someone shows me the necessary documentation to prove everything that you said. So at this point, sir, I'm getting ready to go back, and this is a court of law, so we're gonna do this by the rules. So at this time, listen to the question, answer the question, and then stop your answer, sir. And thank you. You may begin, Ms. Gustafson.
So you understand, Mr. Maddox, that we found out today the results from the DNA, correct?
Yes, correct.
So this hearing, we're somewhat limited as to what can occur, correct?
Correct.
All right. But it is your intention to pursue custody in those matters. Is that right?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Where are you stationed right now, please?
I'm at Fort Johnson, Louisiana.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, then. Any other questions of this witness on redirect, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else? Any other questions at this time, Ms. Gustafson?
No, sir.
All right, let me get some closing on this one, and let me see who's going to be the ad litem for the child on this one. The call's number. Okay, yeah. the cause number we are under is not the CPS cause number. This is our original cause number, correct, Mr. Diamond?
I
Yes,
believe that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't know that I have any of those CPS
It-
documents. They tend to be
it,
pretty tight with them.
it's not the CPS cause number, Your Honor. It's a completely different cause number.
This is a straight out capture, not a protective. Oh, got it. All right, then let me get a closing and let me see who's going to be your child's lawyer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the state is asking for the court to rule that Mr. Carter Maddox is the child's father. I didn't even ask questions about the name change. I think it
We can say
probably
that.
best. Yes, sir. I'm requesting the child support that I previously, well, I don't know if my opening was somewhat mixed up, but 392 is the child support I'm requesting, and for Mr. Carter Maddox to carry, and I will try to follow up with him about a possible modification on his other case. Asking the court to, at least in the interim, order non-disclosure for both parties. Asking the court to reserve retroactive support. Imagine the court will waive court costs because of Mr. Carter Maddox's service, and for whatever it's worth, I regret that he feels that I'm trying to slander him. I have no reason to slander him. I realize he's in a very difficult situation, that a lot of it was probably not his doing. So that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gustafson.
Yes, Your Honor. What we would ask today is, of course, for the court to find that Ariel is indeed Mr. Maddox's child. We would like for Mr. Maddox to at least be appointed a temporary joint managing conservator of the child. And then we would request that he have at least visitation, 8 hours visitation, or maybe a step up of visitation, 4 hours to 8 hours visitation until we can get back into court. He is in Louisiana, and he can drive down here to exercise some visitation. And then also for him to have 2 times a week virtual visitation so that he can reestablish the connection that he had with his daughter.
All right, Mr. Maddox, how often do you come down to see your son in Temple?
About every other weekend. This is the only weekend I've missed, was last weekend that I haven't gone to Temple.
All right, your visitation package with that child is the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month, the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month. What's the visitation package, sir?
His mother and I, I get him every chance that I can. If I ask her if I can get him, I don't know exactly. I believe it's the standard. It was every Thursday and then every other weekend of when we both were divorced. But I get him whenever I'm down. If it's available.
Here's the deal, sir. Here's the deal, sir. Again, you're going past the question. I've got to set that. I got to set this order up to reflect that order. And that's why I was asking that, because at least I need to set it up where I know you're going to be in town to see the other child. I can't. It just can't be when you and she agree, because when you and she agree it's not something I can make an enforceable order out of. So I need to know exactly. You need to get a copy of that original order to your attorney, where she can get a copy of that to the AG, or send a copy of it to my assistant, where I can go ahead and start. Where I can go ahead and make a ruling when I'm looking at going. Because I've got to set something up. Obviously, I can set up the electronic visits on the weekends that you're not supposed to have your child. As far as Sundays are concerned, and of course every Wednesday I can set those up. But I need some other information, and I need to appoint a lawyer, and I need for you to set up something to give the mom a notice when you're going to try to do everything that you need to do. So that's why please get a copy of that original order to Ms. Gustafson if she doesn't already have it, and Ms. Gustafson, get that over to Belinda so I can take a look at it and finish making my rulings on everything. So again, you may proceed with the rest of that, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, it's my understanding he has a standard possession order, but I have not seen it, so I will get a copy of it to forward to Miss
And I'm
Belinda.
pretty sure he had it when it wasn't a long distance one, so the long distance stuff now kicks in because Louisiana.
Yeah, I don't know what if there was a long distance provision in there.
All right then. All right, Isaac Brimhall, he's the baby's new lawyer. Okay. We can't do anything. I don't think, well, legally, I don't think I can do anything that's going to get him, give him mom notice over the next couple of days to see get something done this weekend. So that's why I need to see the order so he can start setting up his schedule to coincide with this order. He'll need to let the other mom know when he's coming down, and we'll get something going. And I'm probably looking at and I need to make up my mind. Do I want to start out with 4 hours visits where he gets to pick the child up, or do something else? Because again, I don't want these. I don't sound like I want these two in the same vicinity of each other than just to, as far as just as exchange of the child. But go ahead and get a copy of that order, get it to Belinda, and I'll go ahead and try to start making a determination how I'm going to set this up, and I may even run it by Isaac before I do that. So anything else you requested me to do, ma'am? Because again, I got to take this under advisement and get a copy of all this before I can start making my ruling. Thank you.
I believe that's it, Your Honor.
All right, folks. Again, sir, you and your lawyer can confirm what the child support is going to be, but again, it's 17.5%, and BAH counts, sir. It counts always, and I don't think the BAH in Louisiana is going to be any different than the BAH in Fort Hood. But if it is, I always use Fort Hood as my standard because the child's in Bell County. I'll use the facility that's in Bell County. I'll go ahead and order the temporary child support. That's going to start the first day of April. I'm going to go ahead and order you to start setting up, getting the child TRICARE or whatever. And I always go with Prime. I don't go with Select. So if you're getting Select right now, sir, at the final order, if you don't get custody, will be that you are to maintain TRICARE Prime. Even with custody, I'm probably still going to order you to maintain TRICARE Prime in order mom to reimburse you if that's the case. But anyway, I want to get a copy of all the pleadings that your lawyer wants to put on, as far as any affirmative pleadings she wants, and that way I can start making some temporary orders that may be inclusive of that. But I'm afraid I may have to do another temporary hearing and get the ad litem's input and get the pleading input and get the state's input and start this and do this process over again. But if I do that, I will circulate among the lawyers and try to get something set up for a Zoom hearing, but set it up as a special setting, and that way we can get all the we can do this without having to sit around to 5 o'clock in the afternoon and get it done. But for right now, this one's going under advisement. Miss Gustafson, get me the stuff, the items that I need as far as doing that, and we'll all see about start trying to get something going. Again, sir, the norm is on the Sundays that you don't have the child, or the weekends that you don't see the child, you get that Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Louisiana still Central Time. And I'm looking at also ordering at 6 p.m. on Wednesday Central Time for electronic visits. And obviously, we're going through App Close going forward. So Ms. Gustafson, get him set up on App Close also. And I'll go ahead and have the ad litem contact mom and tell her, she's going to have to start appearing on these things. Otherwise, she's going to be the non-custodial party very, very fast. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Gustafson, at this time?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Diamond.
Just, Your Honor, if we could maybe have a reset date or reset for ruling, because I could see this one slipping through.
Yeah, okay. Ms. Gustafson, when's the next time you're before the court?
And I'm working on that one too, Your Honor.
I know I'm here on the 16th of April, but I think I'm there before then.
All right, then. Well, let's go ahead and let me look at the calendar.
I have Ms. Gustafson on the 2nd in person, and then the 16th in person.
What's the other date
she's
you
got?
have? What's the other date you have her beside the 16th?
The 2nd, the 16th, and then there's a special on the 23rd.
Okay, so she here. Oh, the 2nd is a live docket though, Mr. Diamond. That's enforcement.
Yeah, that's all I see, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and set it for that date for a possible ruling. So, okay.
Okay.
He's going to be in the courtroom, and I can always do a ruling. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we'll reset it just in case to make sure it doesn't fall through the cracks, and they'll give everybody more than a week to get all that information to me. Okay.
All right.
All right, now I'm pretty sure Mr. Brimhall is probably going to be here on that day too. Is he also going to be in court live that date, Mr. Diamond?
I don't even know why I'm checking. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the lawyers are all going to be here. So, and if Mr. Maddox needs to appear via Zoom, we'll do that. And Mom could probably appear via Zoom, but let's see if we can get her in here and let's see what we're going to do. All right. All right. Thank you everybody very much. I'll go ahead and let the state do a reset order for that date, and I'll start working on the order. And Ms. Gustafson, you get that information to the Belinda and CC both Mr. Diamond and Mr. Brimhall. All right.
Yes, I will.
All right, good luck at the track meet, and well, I hope you. Anyway, whoever's running or throwing or whatever, good luck to them, and I'll see everybody a week from. I guess that's a week from tomorrow. All right, good enough. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, if the court would be willing to maybe keep the meeting open a little bit longer, if I could maybe visit with Ms. Gustafson and Mr. Carter Maddox, I think I could probably find that order and speed this up.
Okay, well, whatever you want to try to do, but remember, she's got someplace to go. So that's,
oh, I'm sorry. How much time do you have, Ms. Gustafson?
Not very long because I'm supposed to be across town at a track meet at 5:30.
yeah. Hey, it's across town, 5 o'clock in Killeen. Good.
Could I just need to know the other parties on his case. May I meet with your client to try to find that order?
Oh, you mean it's the mother? Oh, it's not this mother. Oh, you mean the mother of his other child? Yeah, you can ask him.
Okay.
All right, I'll get in the breakout room and not do that on Zoom. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're off the record then, ma'am. Good luck and have a safe trip and get going. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'll keep it running, Mr. Diamond, while you take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Welch, you got something?
Well, Your Honor, there are 2 left, but I figured since it's 5, Your Honor.
We're resetting everything else, sir. We're gone. We're done. It's 5:05, and I'm by myself, so we're done. Sorry. Well, that's you told me those last 2 were the last 2, and now there are 2 more. Nah. Sorry about that. Let's start running by the general docket stage for those 2 folks and see when you can get them back in. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.